What's up, everybody? This is the Digital World Podcast, and let's get right into it. About breaking news, the Gold Telegraph posted this on the 28th of June. He said, the former Bank of England Governor Mark Carney said the world is heading for a new monetary system, potentially with a greater role for distributed forms of finance. I mean, this is what we've been talking about here. We're talking about all the money on the ledger, where it handles all the transactions. It's XRP is going to be used as a settlement token on the back end for wholesale. And we've talked about the possibility that XLM will be used for retail. So we know that we're headed towards this. It's no surprise. Here we see the World Bank, the IMF, the UN launch a retail digital currency challenge to enhance financial inclusion. You know, this financial inclusion, this word, they literally want to get everyone on this uh, digital, you know, type of monetary system. Because if they do that, now they have all the control. On blockchain, they can set it so, like, for example, if you have a wallet, if that wallet doesn't, and now this is speculation, we obviously don't know how it's all going to unfold, but there is a dark side to this whole digital universe, or digital financial universe, if you want to call it that, where if you have a wallet and it's not programmed on the blockchain to, for example, buy certain things or buy at a certain store, then you won't be able to use your money to purchase certain things, and that's the scary part. And so it's a very interesting way of controlling the masses, and they want to get everyone on board. And so it's important to think about these things because they're all possibilities. And whenever you hear all these major all these major regulators and all these major institutions talking about financial inclusion, they're trying to get everyone on board. And we know this, we've talked about it. Moving on here, we see Anderzel saying that it seems the digital euro may be on its way. And you bet your bottom dollar it's on its way. Here, Gold Telegraph posted, Europe's sovereign control over its money is at risk if it does not push ahead with plans for a digital euro and a European payment system. And this was said by the central bank head of France. Okay, and I've been showing you guys about Europe talking about having digital currencies, and we know that here, Genie posted, Central Bank of France eyes XRP as basis for digital euro. And so we know the utility, we know the fundamental use cases that XRP brings to the table. And I've been, the past 2 days, I've been talking about a floor price for XRP. And if you just simply use it for the Nostra Vostra accounts that these banks have around the world, you have a bottom price of around $100 to 270. Let alone that's not including all other use cases, about domestic or international payments or the derivatives market. We're talking about all the money, and it's scalable. It's meant to handle all the money. So that's why I want you to put your thinking cap on and imagine what that would look like. It's what you hold has a lot of value. That protocol that it runs holds a lot of value. And like Glenn Hutchins always says, the value's in the protocol. Here we see Ben Ricker posted this. Now, watch exactly what this guy is saying. Okay, this is from the European Central Bank.
The central bank is the only institution, the only entity in the economy that is 100% riskless. Not even governments are riskless. Only the central bank is riskless. And we do want to preserve citizens' access to our means of payment. And this would be simply a technological progress. We are now using cash that we store in our wallet. I have here my wallet. This is the wallet where I keep cash, and this is paper. If I want to use a digital euro, I change my pocket, and this is my new wallet. The digital euro will be stored here, and you could easily use it from everywhere to everybody, everywhere you want to send the money.
And I mean, first of all, when he says they're completely riskless, I mean, what are we talking about here? And so these central banks have gained so much power. This has been something that's been happening across decades. These central bankers have gained more and more control over individuals' money, over their lives, and we're just part of the system. We're in for the ride, you know what I'm saying? And so they're by them issuing a central bank digital currency that'll give them the ultimate control over finance, over every aspect of people's lives. They'll be able to see transactions in real time. And I don't think people really understand the significance of that. That is huge. When you're controlling people's money, and what's to say that if you're not in compliance with certain agendas, you can be shut off? Yeah, because your money's digital. Okay, real possibilities, people. Now we see here, XRP Boy posted this. Um, so this is straight from Goldman Sachs, and here we see that there's a section that says, "What is the digital store of value?" And here, Mikhail Sprogus and Jeff Curry argue that other cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin are better positioned to become the dominant digital store of value. Now, if Goldman Sachs is saying that, then, this is not what other influencers have been saying about, Bitcoin is not, you know, understated, and it's not just something they just want. It's not just FUD. Here's Goldman Sachs talking about it. Okay, and if there's other technologies that are better than Bitcoin, they can also be a store of value. And if they have a set amount of coins, then yeah, they could be a store of value as well. So I know DAI has been talking about that, and I agree with his sentiment. Jeremy Hogan posted this. So here there's an article about the government having power to reverse crypto transactions. And here Jeremy Hogan's quoting, "There's a significant sentiment in Congress that if you're participating in an anonymous crypto transaction, that you're a de facto participant in a criminal conspiracy." And this is Foster, chair of the blockchain caucus. So what do you think is coming? Regulations are coming, folks, and that's why I always talk about having assets that have utility, that have fundamentals backing it, because that's so important. When these regulations hit, and they're coming, they're gonna hit hard, and only those that are being used and utilized by governments, by institutions, are the ones that are going to survive, and you're going to see them thrive. Digital Assets Daily posted this. He said, "Ripple welcomes Cindy Young as managing director of Europe." Who is Cindy Young? She has 15 years of experience in fintech, payments, and consulting, and she joins Ripple following a 5-year tenure at Mastercard, where she held leadership roles driving strategy, commercialization, bank fintech, partnerships, and business development. So she comes from Mastercard. And you think she's worried about this SEC lawsuit if she's coming and joining Ripple? Now she's going to be managing director of Europe. Ask yourself this question. Rosie Rios came from the U.S. Treasury. She was in charge of, a position at Fort Knox. She helped design our U.S. dollars. Now we have a MasterCard individual coming in the middle of this crazy lawsuit. You think she's worried if she's coming in? No. And just to kind of follow up with that, RippleNet continues to scale in Europe with 250% ODO transaction volume. And it says, in comparison to 2020, making up 40% of all ODL transactions year to date. So this European ODL transactions are huge. And now she's going to take over as managing director. Now you tell me, do you know what you own? I hope this episode has brought you some value. Like and subscribe, comment below. What are your thoughts? As always, I like hearing from you. This was the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.